But welcome everyone to this Data Ninja Talk, a webinar about the Data Journalist Training Program. The training program we are going to present is a joint effort between Dataninja and the European Data Journalism Network. Dataninja is a working group that's been working in Italy since 2012, supporting journalists, NGOs, and public school teachers, companies in leveraging the potential of data. And our school was born in 2018 out of this industry experience. On the other hand, the European Data Journalism Network is a network of independent media organizations and data newsroom producing and promoting data-driven coverage on European topics. The project was set up in 2017, and it brings together 31 members from 19 different countries. Today with me, we are going to have a guest speaker. Luciana, one second. My battery is dying. I didn't realize it. Sorry. We also have a guest speaker, Luciana Maruta. And Luciana is from the newsroom Divergente, which is part of the ADJNet network. And she's going to present a little bit about a very interesting project on European elections. And I will leave the floor to her in 1 minute after I present some details about the data journalism training program that we are running. So the program is open for signups. You can join the waiting list, which will close in July. So you can join now from the link that you will see in the chat in a minute. And the training program includes different formats. You will have short lessons, all online, that you can follow at your own pace. It will have some quizzes to check your learning process. It will have also live workshops with key players in the industry, a Slack community where you can connect with your peers and also submit questions and receive support. And then it will have a final project for the graduation from the program. The skills that we will cover in the training are, let's say, grouped in 4 different topics, main areas, which are somehow the key components of a data journalism typical workflow, let's say. So you will learn how to find data, how to clean and process the data, how to analyze data with spreadsheets, and then how to visualize data with some popular data visualization tools. At the end of the program, as I mentioned, you will be able to work on a very practical project. We will send you a series of possible data sources and inspirational projects and things to inspire you. But then in the end, you have to come up with a project idea and try to pitch your story to key industry players and during the closing ceremony of the program. Just to show you a little bit of what projects have been done in the past edition. We had a student working on feminicides in Turkey, and so analyzing data on the characteristics of this type of crimes, the victims and the perpetrators, their geographical distribution. And then we also had a project investigating the diversity or the characteristics of the names of moon features, so like satellites, craters, different areas of the moon, who are they named after, and then looking at whether there were geographical patterns, gender patterns in this assignment of names to lunar features. So yeah, I hope this brief presentation inspired you and wants to make you come on board in the program, which will start in September. So you have still time to sign up for it with the link that we provided. We'll start in September. It will run through July of next year, although you could also graduate earlier because we have a series of checkpoints from September to July. And so if you complete the program by one of those checkpoints, you can also graduate earlier. We will have a short Q&A at the end of the session where you can ask questions either to Luciana about the project or also to me about the training program. But I don't want to steal any more space, so I leave the floor to Luciana. Luciana, thank you for being with us, and feel free to share your screen or whatever you need.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. let me see here. Okay. Are you seeing it?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so my name is Luciana. I'm a journalist at Divergente. It's a bilingual digital magazine of narrative journalism based in Portugal. We are a bilingual because we published always in Portuguese and in English our investigations. We publish and our trademark per se is a strong visual feature. So we do tailor-made visual identities for each project and also graphic elements. And what we pursue is from these visual strong approaches to give the same importance to the design as we do to the text, to the interviews, to the videos. So we are a multimedia outlet. These are only examples of some materials made specifically for the projects we do, the investigations, and also to reach people. We always do a public presentation of our reports with common people in different places from north to the south of the country, just to debate and to present the investigation and to promote a space of dialogue and conversation and reflection over the topics we covered. So the non-voter time bomb is the project we did together with the help of Dataninja in the data check. Just for you to understand how it is, it's a data-driven project from the data collection and the data analysis. We aim to reach real people, so to give faces to the numbers we discovered and to the numbers we collected, because we feel that coming from personal stories and personal testimonies, we can get more empathy to the topic we are covering, and then we can see and look for the big picture, but always from the real people and people like us, that we can meet in a cafe, that we can meet in a common space. So we started to interview common people, and then go to the specialists and go to the institutions. But our stories always begin with people. So to identify the people we wanted to talk to the non-voter time bomb project, the abstentionists, the people that do not vote. That was that is our goal, to talk with them. And for that, we are looking to the 27 countries. So we collected data in all 27 countries. We have partnerships with 13 media outlets. 10 of them belongs to the EDJnet, the network that Alice talked about. And our first goal was to build 2 original data sets. One with the election results, so the people that vote and do not vote in all elections since 1974 till now, and in the other end to collect socioeconomic indicators like average net income, population density, unemployment rate, to be possible to correlate the abstention from voting with these socioeconomic indicators and try to understand the profile of the territories with the highest level of abstention. So it is an investigation that was done and is being done with the help of two researchers, because we are journalists at our newsroom. We are not specializing data and analysis, and to guarantee that the conclusions and the way we are collecting the data was the correct one, we start in the beginning to work with two researchers from a Portuguese center that studies socioeconomic topics, to have to be sure that the path we are constructing to get to the people is the right one. So, and what we wanted to do after the data collection and after identifying the places, the small places, the parishes in each country, in each EU country that have the highest level of abstention, we are going to talk with them and ask them questions like these ones. Is democracy at risk? Because looking at the numbers, for example, looking at the EU Parliament election, over 50% of people choose not to vote in the EU Parliament election. So in a system as democracy based in the opinion and the will of the majority, democracy is being selected and is being maintained by the voice of the minority. So this is this was our first question, the first question that came to our mind and led us to go and start to this path. And we want to talk with those people to go and to get deeper information, not only, oh, I don't vote because I don't feel represented. No, but you don't feel represented. Why? Why do you think that? And also, do you have any alternatives, any solutions? So what we wanted to do is to identify the territories and go there, and the territories with the highest level of abstention, go there and talk to people and really listen to them, not with preconceptions, but open to their thoughts, to listen to their thoughts. So we are looking at all European Union territory. So we got not only the results of elections, but also the socioeconomic indicators from all the 27. And just to share with you how we also think about the visual approach, that it's something that it's very important for us. This was just the way that the designer working with us thought about it. So the emptiness. So we started with a letter full, and we go there and we finish with an empty space, because the abstention from voting is an empty space. And also the colors were thought like to measure the temperature. So the places where people vote the most are in the blue side, and the places there where the abstention is higher is in the red one. And this iconography wanted to represent also the way of having space. So we started with a full circle to end with an empty circle. So as we think about the abstention from voting concept, the designer also developed a way of representing this emptiness. And this is it. This is almost the project in a general way. Thinking about and talking about the partnership we did. I will stop sharing the screen. Okay, let me see. It's not possible. Okay. Thinking about the partnership with Dataninja, it was very important because as I am saying and talking about the confirmation that the methodology of identifying the places with the highest abstention and doing the profile in the correct way, for us it's very important to be sure that the data collected are correct also. So we share with Dataninja and we share with the trainees that was doing the training program the original spreadsheets, the original data set of each country, and gave them the original sources documents. So they used both to see if the data sets we filled in are correct and are according to the original database we get from the National Commission and National Statistic Institutes. It was very important because they have the knowledge that we don't have. And I think, and I believe that the students and the trainees also can feel that the work they are doing in a training program will be used. So, and will be used in a real project. So that's make a huge responsibility by applying all concepts and all methodologies. For me, and putting myself in their feet, I think it's an interesting way of involving people in the training programs, and because they have the possibility to be part of a real project. So that's it. Please make some questions about the process. I try to be short and just for you to have time to do questions about the project and about the methodology.
Thank you, Luciana, and also thank you for highlighting what we believe is a strength of the training program, which is it's not just about learning skills in abstract, but it's putting them in practice, either both actually with the data pitch and the final project, but also with potential requests for help that might come from other members of the European Data Journalism Network, which will put you in touch with people who are really doing the job and will help you have a hands-on experience with data in a real setting. So yes, we are opening the floor to questions, which Francesca can collect and eventually ask either me or Luciana, depending on the topic.
Yeah, please use the question section below if you have any. But in the meantime, we have a question from the audience, and they asking to attend the course, is required any experience in journalism?
So absolutely not, meaning they are targeted at beginners. So either people who are already working in journalism but would like to, let's say, upskill their knowledge on data, or students who are looking to build a career in journalism, and this will provide a stepping stone to build this ground knowledge on data journalism, or even people who are looking to change careers. So perhaps they're doing something slightly different, communication officers, etc., who want to actually move towards journalism. This could be an opportunity, but in all cases, it's for absolutely for beginners. We will start from the very basic of what is data, what is a spreadsheet? How do I organize a table? So don't feel intimidated when you see, more advanced topics like statistics and data visualization.
Thank you. We have another question for Divergente. How do you choose the theme for the project? What is the process behind the subject you touch in your investigations?
Okay, so we are a multidisciplinary team. In Divergente, we are 5 people. 4 of them are journalists, but we always work with designers, web developers, illustrators, but in a freelance way, okay? So according to the information we gathered, we join in the same table, the all team, and we think about the best way of publishing the information and sharing the information. So as a multimedia project, we don't have always the same way of doing things. A project can be only photograph and a little bit of text, or can have archive documents and photography and video. So only after collecting the information that we decide the best way of giving it. Because, for example, in the chat, you can see a project, the latest one we published, For You Portugal, I Swear. We have photographs, we have archive documents, we have videos, and the videos are people talking to the camera, and people, old people, some of them are not with us right now because they are very old, and they are sharing in a first person, in their own voice, their experience in their issue and their problems. So the video was an important component in that. So we choose our team regarding the way we decided, and we feel that it's the best way of sharing the information we gathered. I don't know, there was a second question I can't remember, sorry, please.
Yeah, we also have other questions. Which tool did you use to analyze the data and to visualize them? Excel, Python, R? And the second one is, could you tell us more about the process of deciding on which socioeconomic indicator to include in this investigation and which to leave out?
Okay. So about the software and the programs we used, we started to collect the data and put the data in spreadsheet and in a Google spreadsheet, and after that, we shared the Google spreadsheet with Dataninja because we don't have the knowledge to use Python and other cleaning and data checking programs. So it was very important. That's why we asked Dataninja help, because we don't have this knowledge and we wanted to be sure to do it correctly. And if they wanted, we will do it again because for us it's a plus. It's like we contact a designer or contact a web developer. It's an important way of having the task done and well done by people that really understand and know how the best way to do it. So about these softwares, we didn't use it. We only we only built the data set in the Google spreadsheet and then deliver these spreadsheets for each country and the original documents that was in Excel, that was in PDF also, and another format that I can't remember now. Oh, CSV, also CSV. So we delivered that to Dataninja, and the students work with that and do the data check. about the socioeconomic indicators to use. As I told you before, we worked since the beginning with two researchers that are specialized in sampling and in socioeconomic analysis. So from other previous projects, they already know which indicators were possible to use in the 27 new countries. So this was a challenge to have the same indicators for all the countries. So we needed to be sure that the ones we are choosing were available in the same way. So some of them we tried to get it in the first place, and some of them we indeed got it, and some others, like for example school leavers that we collect in Portugal and in some other countries, as it's a very small number that people that can't write or read properly, some countries didn't collect them. So we needed to step this aside. So, but since the beginning, the researchers helped us setting these and selecting these social indicators.
Thank you. A question about the program. Is it necessary to have a project idea at the beginning of the course? Maybe Alice.
Yeah, so absolutely not, meaning throughout the course, we actively want to inspire you to pick up a project. So it could be that you already know what you want to do, but it could be you don't. And in that case, we provide you, through the webinars, we provide you many inspirational ideas. So for example, one of the projects you saw in my presentation, the one about the moon names, let's say, was inspired by a project called Mapping Diversity by Dataninja-TV, which we showcased in one of the webinars. So we try to provide you with inspirational materials. We also provide you with data sets, both public, possible public data sources, data sets that Dataninja-TV has used in their investigation, which are open for everybody to reuse. And if all of this fails, you really don't know what to do, we also have a demo data set that you can just use and reapply all the things you saw in the course with this demo data set. But I really hope you don't use that one, because we will provide you many other inspirational projects and sources that should spark your imagination as to what to do for the final project.
Thanks, Alice. Other question for Divergente. How do you make your visualization simple enough for regular people to understand why still providing enough information? And what is the audience response to your multimedia projects as an independent media in Portugal? Then there will be the last one, but
yeah. About the visualization, we don't use templates. We think about always the best way of sharing the information. So we use tailor-made visualization solutions. In this case, we will have a bubble chart with the colors that I showed you. So when we will see the European elections or the head of government elections or the local elections, we will see by the color and the size of the circle. It will be easy to identify which countries has the highest level of abstention and which are not. So the visualization and to be properly understood by people, it's something that concerns us. But we also wanted to challenge people, because the way of keeping people interested is to have something beautiful, something carefully done, but also something challenging. Not only the easy solution. So our project is not the one that is the easy way of understanding. So we do beautiful things. We hope that was the way of getting empathy with people, and people wanted to go deeper and have a closer look. So sometimes it's not immediate for understanding, but from our experience, people that wanted to be challenged and wanted to see different things and not the simple template that are commonly used, people are engaged with that. So we have a good feedback on that. So about the visualization, I forgot the last one, sorry. Let me see.
About the audience.
Yeah.
What the audience response is.
Response. Yeah. We are a digital magazine, but our mindset is completely analogic because we love to do public presentations, and the public presentations has a huge impact in people. All the time, we are doing some meetings and conversations, and people are attending, and we have a list that people that could not reach it because it's all full. And this contact person to person, and the possibility to also know about the project and talk with the people that we interview, because we do always like that. We present the result and the reportage, and we bring with us two people that give us the testimonies. So people in the audience have the possibility to ask directly to those people some questions. So that's something that we started to try, not only to have the possibility to share the project, but to put the people that we interview in the front line, and being able to connect with the people that we engage with our report. And it's something that we like to do and that have impact. And we are managing to do it and continuing doing, because people responded quite well to these invitations. And so yeah, that's the way we connect with people.
There are more questions. Where and how do you collect the data at Portuguese level? And do you have a specific sources at European level? If so, how do you interface or combine the data? Who in your team takes care of data collection?
Mm-hmm. About this, we decided not to use the European data, so Eurostat or similar. In all countries, we only use data from the National Commission, National Election Commission, and National Statistical Institute. So we only use primary sources. And this is why these data sets from the 27, it's original, because we know that some Eurostat came from official sources, but we also know from other projects that are differences in the results. So some data didn't match. So we decided to work only with national official sources. So all the data collection was made. If we have partners, media outlets and journalists in those countries, they helped us collecting the data. They asked for the data to the national bureaus. In the countries we don't have partners, we did it by ourselves. It was a huge challenge. It's still being a huge challenge, because we are finishing some socioeconomic indicator spreadsheets in the countries we don't have the partners. But yeah, if we don't get information by any partner, we go and send an email So that's the way we did it. We started with the partners, but in some countries was difficult to have it. So we tried to reach the national institutes and the National Commission elections. And it was not so difficult. It was easy.
There are two more questions about the impact of your work. If there's any way to measure this impact, and what kind of impact are you hoping for this last investigation on water investigation?
So about the measure and impact, I'm not the best person to talk about it, because we are always thinking about and looking about the information gathering, the social networks, and the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. But what really matters to us is to, even if it's 10, 20 people, if we reach them and we could engage with them personally, that is what moves us. We are not thinking about, okay, we are doing this project and this investigation to have a huge impact, or it's because it will have a huge impact. No, we always started with the topics that make us curious about. So if it makes us curious, maybe some other person will be related with and wanted to know more about it. So the starting point, it's our environment, the questions that came from our friends, from our colleagues. So we are not working and we are not investigating to achieve some impact. Of course, we wanted to scrutinize the power structures and also to give information to people, reflect on it, and have an active way of relating to those topics. For example, this report I talked about, For You Portugal, I Swear, an association of former troops started a petition after we published the report about the African troops. So we are not, because journalists are not activists, so we can give information for a more complete and conscious, and to give consciousness to people to reflect on the topics, but we don't start petitions. So the impact can be measured like that also. People are going to the front and are claiming for some rights they have, from a report or from some piece they read at Divergente. But yeah, the impact and the measure of impact, it's a tricky thing for us, because our way of doing things is thinking, yeah, like I said, what makes us curious about, and what topics are important for us, and then how can they be related to people's lives, people's daily lives.
Thank you. I don't think we have other questions. In any case, I can leave our email contact, and I will leave you, Alice, the floor to say goodbye.
Yes, so thank you everyone for joining. We ran 10 minutes over time, but I was happy to see that, because it means you were really interested in the work presented. So any outstanding question you still have, you can reach out to us with the email address provided by Francesca in the chat. Otherwise, we will have another webinar in the summer in July, so you will receive a notification about that as well. And for now, I thank Luciana for being here, and I thank you all for the attention, and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.